Hello and welcome to Home with Sarah Jane. In today's video, I am going to be reorganizing my home library. This is an area that I keep all of our homeschooling supplies, where I keep our printer. This is an area where I keep all of like our kits and crafts and things like that. So today, instead of going outside when it's 108 degrees and working in my garden like I had planned, I thought that this would be the perfect day to reorganize everything in our home library. So if you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Sarah and I'm a homeschooling mom to two girls, ages 11 and 14. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by once again. I do really appreciate you. So today is super hot. Like I said earlier, it's supposed to be 108 degrees today. And my plan for today was to go and work in my garden, but I didn't get up early enough. I slept in today, so none of my gardening plans got done. So I was feeling a little bit bummed. And I decided, you know what, this would be the perfect day to go through my home library. So we have this pretty large library in our loft. My husband had installed cabinets and put in shelving for all of our books and supplies a couple of years ago. And I absolutely love it. It's my favorite room in the house. I'm going to be rearranging the room to work a little bit better. I don't like the way like my printer is set up in the room. I don't like, certain things. So I'm going to try and shift things. But I'm primarily doing this reorganization of my home library with things I currently have. So not only am I going to be trying to shift a few things, I'm also going to be taking my books off the shelf and putting them back up on the bookshelf in a way that flows better, in a way that I think will work better and make me feel better. So, because I'm very particular in the way that I like to have my books organized, and I'll even show you. I did share a video about like my colored dot system that I use in my home library for our books, but I'm not going to be rearranging that. It's more about how the books are on the shelf. Okay, so here is my home library where we keep all of our homeschooling like supplies and our printer and all, and as you can see, all of the books. Normally this table is not here. This is just so I have an area to work. These chairs here are usually sitting right here in front of the TV. But this is going to be turned into a printer cart, I think. Pretty sure. My husband just, cut a piece of wood that fit the top of our cart. So this is going to be a printer cart now. So my printer's there. I'm going to move it over here. And all of the paper on here is going to be moved into this cart. So it's all in one spot. I do want to reorganize this little like shelving area and clean it up. I don't know where I'm putting all this. Well, I mean, the Barbies are going to go back in my kids' room. But I don't know where I'm going to be putting all this stuff. Those are read out louds for this upcoming school year. And then I am going to be reorganizing the bookshelves themselves. This here is just stuff we're going to be using. This is new curriculum for the upcoming homeschool year. So this I just need to put in my kids', little storage area for their stuff. But I'm going to be rearranging how these books are actually on the shelves because I don't like the flow of them anymore. I have way too many yellow like fiction books. And I don't like the way it's set up. So I want to actually put all of these on this big long shelf and just shift everything around. I do need to move some of these books from up here down here in the yellow section because these are like classic readers that my oldest daughter can now read. So I do need to shift a lot of these books around and make it flow better. Okay, so I am starting with moving my printer. I think it makes the most sense because I need to create as much space as I possibly can on my bookshelf. So I am turning this into a printer cart. So all the stacks of paper that are on that table, I'm going to be moving those onto the cart as well. So this will be like an entire little printer station with my paper shredder right next to it and, little supplies that I might need. I did want to mention, though, that the black cabinets in here, they're not really unorganized. There's only one cabinet that I need to redo in here, so you'll see me do that. But I ended up pulling all of the paper out of the one cabinet, so now it's empty, and it created a place where I could actually store more of our craft supplies. So you'll also see me do that later, and I will show you what's inside of my cabinets at the end. Okay, so now onto the little shelves beneath this mirror. I was not sure what I wanted to do here. I decided in the end to just clean it off and put all of our Who Was a Book series books here. And then if there's room to go ahead and add our homeschool read out louds for this upcoming school year as well. This actually really cleared off a good amount of space from the actual main like library. So I'm actually really glad that I did this. So I just got done finishing up the small cabinet under the mirror. I also did the printer cart as well. Now I need to do what I was dreading, and I need to go through the books and just kind of rearrange them. I really don't feel like it now that I completed 2 other things in here, but I'm going to keep going because I really need to get this done before the first day of school. So while I was shifting these books around, I did make sure that these were all books that I wanted to keep. I was actually surprised to find a stack of books that I no longer wanted. I didn't think I was going to find any books to donate because I just went through these shelves at the end of the school year. So that was only like 8 weeks ago. But I was actually pleasantly surprised to find some books that I was willing to part with. So I did put those in my donation bin. Also, I was making sure that I was dusting really well because these shelves were disgusting. They were like a thick layer of dust at the bottom. So I did want to make sure that I was cleaning those really well. And also, I decided to go ahead and put like a lot of the like books together. So any books that I had on animals in my science section, I made sure to group those together. You know, any biographies I made sure to, put together in my history section. All my geography books I put together. So I did kind of really take the time to organize my nonfiction area, I guess you can say, like my science and my history and my art and all of that. I did make sure to take the time to really organize those sections. And I'm really glad that I did because there are some books that I didn't even realize I still had that I can actually use this year. And books that I would have purchased not knowing that I had something very similar on my shelf already. So I am glad that I took the time to really go through these today. So now I'm just taking some time to label any books that I need to. Some of the books that were on my top shelf were not color coordinated yet with these little dot stickers. So I wanted to make sure that I did that before I added them to the shelf. Okay, so this was the only cabinet that I really needed to do anything with. This used to hold all of our paper, but since I made that paper cart, or put that printer cart together, I no longer needed this space for paper. So I'm just adding all of our subscription boxes and like virtual reality headset type stuff into one place. Now, breaking down this table felt so fantastic because I knew all I had to do after this was vacuum up the room and put the chairs back where they go, and I was done. This took me an entire day. I spent the entire day in this loft reorganizing all of my books and shifting everything around, and it just felt so good to get this done. Okay, so here it is. The only thing I have left to do in here is to put away our new curriculum for this upcoming school year, but I haven't done that yet. So down here, I have a little bin of donations. I was surprised they even found any. I have my paper shredder and the new printer cart that I put together. This is so much more convenient, having all of the paper in one spot. So much nicer than in the cabinet. This is a little pomster my youngest daughter made me. Super cute. I have an area to put paper that I, print out, scissors, pens, tape, Post-its, hole punches, all of that on here. Anything I could possibly need is on this cart. And then, again, I love that the different paper is here because when we kept it in the cabinet, it would get all over the place and it was just so unorganized. This is already 100% better. Now up here, the very top shelf, I have my kids' yearbooks and where I keep their completed schoolwork that I wanted to hang on to. Over here, I have curriculum that I don't plan on using this upcoming year, but I will use in the future. So much more convenient in this area. And then the rest of this top shelf is just a whole bunch of my books. So these are books that I'll be reading, not books I want my kids to get their hands on. So that's why I keep them up there. And then the yellow dot section is just all of our fiction readers. This is the section that my kids primarily read from. Once my kids are confident readers, this is the section that they get to choose from, just any books that they want to. So that's all that. These gold dot books are my holiday books. I was really excited to get those in the corner. I did not think I was going to have room there, but I was happy that they fit. Green books are science, and then I have cookbooks, art and music books. Down here, this little basket is just little pocket books. These are all different subjects. My daughter just really likes them, so I like to keep them down for her. I have a small black dot reference section. Not a very big one, but still I wanted to keep them down. All of the white books are history, geography, or biography. And again, I did kind of break those up. That was my water cup. And then over here, purple dots are our graphic novels. And then these are poetry books and early chapter books. And then on the very bottom, I have beginning reader books, which are blue. These are all in one section. And then the orange books are picture books. And then these books are just, pop-up books and, fun books that my kids like to use all the time. So now let's take a look at the cabinets. So in this first cabinet, this is just our photos. So it's kind of a mess, but those are just photos. In this drawer, we have old electronics and some electronic wipes. And then this next drawer is actually filled with activity books and coloring books for my kids. I just like to have them in one spot, easy for my kids. Down here is primarily my stuff. I have my binding machine. That is a bin of donations for a specific person. I have a DVD player, a stereo, my laminator. This is just all my kind of stuff. And then on this other side is where I keep our craft supplies. So all of these bins in here are labeled and organized already. But in here I have random crafts, Bella's diamond art, Lydia's diamond art, and then there's this little bag of like melty beads. I have extra bookends, some book glue, and then there's soap making, candle making, and random supplies. In this last little section, I have our extra school supplies. I have science supplies and art supplies. And then this bin here in the front just has a whole bunch of little random crafts that are organized so my kids, don't make a mess, basically. And then the drawer right above this cabinet is overflow of pencils, pens, tape, glue, my colored dots for my books, you know, tacks, all of that. I organized that the other day. And then the last two little cabinets, this drawer, where am I going? Oh, here I am. Okay, never mind. This cabinet is actually all of our like subscription boxes, virtual reality headsets, experiments, things like that, all in this cabinet. This is where our paper used to be. And then this one here is actually where my kids put their completed work. You can see I still need to kind of go through it, but yeah. So once my kids are done with their work, they put it in this drawer, and then I take it out, correct it, and put it away. I didn't do anything to this. It still says Happy New Year, as you can see. Over here, I do like the changes that I made to this little shelf. I added all of our Who Was books to this little shelf here. I like it so much better. There's a little math thing that my youngest daughter still uses down here. And then I also added in our homeschool read out louds, or our morning basket read out louds, whatever you want to call them. But our book choices that we're going to be doing as family read out louds down here. So that is everything for today. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. Thank you so much for stopping by. You have a great day. Bye.